Hi, and welcome along to the best of enemies.
My ball's black. Hey, stop. I'm going to jump up.
Hey, you're looking trim though. What, you been in the
Well,
gym
you haven't.
now?
You've been running from the show.
I'm past caring if Tottenham even win now. I mean, Expressions FC.
Don Robbie is here in
Here
Saudi
we go,
Arabia.
man. Yeah, here we
Come
go.
to take over. What about your team?
It's not about Man United right now.
When was the last time you even won a game?
We're the second best team in this league. That ain't a disgrace.
Bournemouth versus Manchester United.
I'm sweating, but we're going to win that game.
Yeah, nah.
Trust me, Saudi Arabia versus Oman.
I got Saudi Arabia, man. They ain't gonna let me down. What an exciting game.
You were robbed. That was offside. That was offside. Saudi #1.
We are here today for the burial of Arsenal's Premier League dream. Let's start again. Hi, and welcome along to the best of enemies. How you doing, Rob?
How are you, bro?
Well, none of you two can talk to me because at least we challenge for the league.
Yeah.
Arsenal not winning the trophy is
All right.
your trophy.
So you asked the question.
That's all
yeah?
you've done this
So
season.
what have you done in the
What have
Champions
you
League?
done? You've done nothing.
This season, yeah. Tottenham will win a trophy before Man United.
I'm gonna go for 3-1 to Arsenal.
Away from home?
Yeah.
We're going to get 3 corners.
Al Riyadh, they're taking on Al Nassr today. Big game. One of the biggest games of the season.
You will never even win the Champions League.
Right.
Because we see things you will never see, Robbie.
Do you know how shameless you are, bro? You're supposed to be winning the league, but you're doing a hate-along, bro.
This is your fault.
I've been chased by a tractor. You've brought in opera singers. When you say Tottenham, you put respect on us, blood, yeah?
Depart the room for about the next 5 minutes or so.
How?
Because we're going to talk about the Champions League.
Emotional.
Who would have thought that a Tottenham fan, a Manchester United fan, and an Arsenal fan would get along? Well, sometimes.
Let's go.
What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.
You heard that right. We've teamed up with Rocket Mobile for the mobile phone plan for football fans in the UK. You heard it there. It's unlimited text, unlimited calls, unlimited data, plus 20 gigs to use in the EU for just £16 a month, plus perks, content, and other prizes when you sign up. So make sure you scan the QR code down on my left here, or click the link below to discover more. But apart from that, my name is Dylan. This is Live at 5, both on YouTube, Samsung TV, wherever you're watching. I want to hope you have a fantastic Friday. Let me know how your New Year's going, of course, in the comments below for those on YouTube. And I also want to ask that to Kenya.
How
are you doing, Kenya?
I'm good. How are you? Happy
I'm
New
all right.
Year.
How's your New Year's been?
It's been going good.
Yeah?
You know, my team's doing good. Life is good.
To be fair, with that Villa game,
life is
that is
life
a way
is
to
perfect,
start
right?
it.
Yeah. Nah, honestly, it's been very good. Feeling very blessed, obviously, to go into another year. Can't complain, innit? It's good times. I'm happy.
Any New Year's resolutions?
You just to carry on everything that started last year, basically.
Yeah.
Just carry on traveling, make more money, get healthy. You know, enjoy life. That's my biggest resolution, really. What about you?
Mine is literally just to take life a little less seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it
just
less
enjoy
seriously,
life.
have
Do
some
you know
more
what I mean? Too young to be stressed.
Tell you who's taking their time on seriously. It's Chelsea.
Yeah, they're
Bro,
not serious.
I
bro.
can't lie. I reckon I've seen Matisse's face more this year than any other person so far. I go on my Twitter and it is nothing but Matisse's face everywhere.
As I said before we went live, yeah, I've seen pictures and videos of Matisse that I don't even remember Matisse looking like that. I've known Matisse for a very long time. I don't even remember Matisse being skinny. Like, he's always been hench, that's from what I remember. So I'm like, oh my God, Matisse, I can't believe you used to look like this. Like, I'm deep in Matisse must have been like, actually, I don't want to bait how old he is. But like, I was like, I'm deep in how old you probably were in these videos. It's actually wild.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad. Like, some of these, also, Matisse, you need to learn digital footprint, brother. Because some of these videos.
the receipts that I'm seeing.
Some of these videos.
You know what it is as well. It's not even just that. It's that one video. of Rossini, like what was it? He's like dishing it out to his team.
Trust me.
It is just Matisse.
It is. It's actually.
We're not doing some like weird comparison thing. That genuinely, like when I see him in the studio and everything, same guy.
Yeah.
Same mannerisms, same walk,
glasses,
same talking, same shouting, glasses,
everything.
Similar trim, even similar beard.
Yeah. Complexion, everything. It's actually kind of wild.
And I want to bring some of them up as well. Some of these photos and stuff.
They're actually.
They are. It's the Thiago Silva one for me. Is that Thiago Silva video?
I haven't seen that one.
You've not seen this one?
No, I don't think I've seen that
one. I think we could probably show it up on the sidebar here.
No, please,
if we can
production, this one.
So
I've seen this one.
So this is when Thiago Silva signed. He's dancing.
Oh, is this why he was dancing? See, like, Matisse, why were you doing this?
He was dancing to Thiago Silva by Dave. And just this caption of Liam Rossini trying to motivate Chelsea while they're 5-0 down to City at half time.
Oh my God. What's killing me is that Matisse probably can't even see what he's doing because he ain't got his glasses.
No, yeah, literally. Well, he said he said in the weekend preview today, Robbie was like, "Why did you take your glasses off during your crash out about this rescue?" Is that sometimes just don't want to see?
Yeah, hear it. His glasses are wild though. I didn't even fully put them on. Like he put them in front of my eyes because I also wear glasses.
What, just how?
And literally, it gave me a headache. I was like, "How are you like? This is crazy."
So I can't get enough of this video.
It's actually not real, man.
Because that was
Matisse, I can't believe you used to look like this. Like I can't even remember you looking like this.
Or 2020.
Yeah, like this is wild.
It's 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
Because they won the Champions League in 2020, didn't they? So that would have been 2019. That's like 6 years ago.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
He needs to drop the gym routine, man. Can't lie.
Oh yeah, no, he's absolutely smashing. But like on a more serious note about Chelsea, yeah.
Not serious club, mate.
Because
I just think, okay, you go first.
Well, because what I was going to say, 2020. Thank you, Josh, in the comments. But yeah, also I want to get you guys in the comments. Let me know like your thoughts about this whole the Matisse memes. We're going to be playing this for the entire hour.
Send us your best ones.
Matisse, send us which one you think your favorite. But also, I do want to know, especially Chelsea fans, because Elijah in here said my 2026 has got off to a bad start because my club is finished.
Oh yeah, big up Elijah, man. That's my guy.
Big up Elijah, but yeah, apologies.
Yeah,
actually, you know what? No, not even apologies.
Yeah, actually, Chelsea can hold that.
Yeah, but with Chelsea, it just like the more and more I speak to more Chelsea fans about it, my mates who are Chelsea fans reading online, they're like, I don't recognise my club anymore. But like I think like because I as a United fan, I've said it a number of times where I'm like I don't know what Manchester United is anymore, right? But this is like do you recognise? It's like recognise them as just a football club rather than not necessarily even like the institution of Chelsea FC.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like the institution of a football club.
Chelsea.
It's a model that a few years ago, or maybe like 18 months ago, or whenever they first signed Maresca, and they were doing things differently. They were handing out these like 7-8 year contracts to just like get amortizations down, and people are like, some people are going, these guys are just ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Right. They know the loopholes, they know how to find these things. We're cooking the transfer windows, signing X, Y, and Z players, and then suddenly it's just like fallen off a cliff, and it's like, wait, is that actually a football club that's being operated as a football club?
Oh, no,
it's just a business.
No, it's literally just a business. I think Abby said on weekend preview, shout out Abby, she said it's like selling sunset. It's like, and she's absolutely right. You just see a club where you've got owners who aren't really interested in the football side of the club. They're just interested in Chelsea as a brand and what it can bring you. Because the reality is, it's a big club. It's a London club as well. Do you know what I mean? You've got the pull of a massive club that is in the city. And like they've come in from moment one, they've not shown really any ambition, to be honest. Like just how like the 7-8 year contracts thing, like again, like how hardly any of that has really paid off for, do you know what I mean? A lot of the players they've maybe got on these big contracts, they've ended up having to get rid of or try to sell off.
Who are some of the players on
like
the 7-year contract?
Nicholas Jackson, for example.
Nico Jackson, Palmer.
Yeah.
The ones
for
where
example.
The amortization actually worked.
Yeah,
Mudryk as well.
like João Felix, like all of these players that they've tried to bring in. Now, don't get me wrong, Caicedo good, Mark Correa good, Palmer good, like fair enough. But the majority of it are duds. You've got the Disarcis, the Badashiels, you know what I mean?
Sterling.
You've got Sterling. All of these players that some are saying, I'm not even going to leave. I'm just going to sit with a Raheem Sterling that's saying, I'll just sit with the under 18. Say with Disarci, I don't want to leave. I'm not going to go to Bournemouth. Why would I do that? I'll just sit in the bomb squad, make my money. What's the point?
Go training at 8:15
Yeah,
PM.
exactly. Like, it's just, the owners treat the club like a big brand, like a clothing brand almost. Like they don't care about, you know, the fan experience. Like Roman Abramovich actually cared about their club. Do you know what I mean? He actually cared about Chelsea. Like, take everything out of it, he cared about Chelsea.
And he wanted to win.
You saw it. He wanted to win. That's why he went through so many managers, and that's why he demanded so much. That's why he went and spent the money and got the best players and the tools and the necessities. That's why he made sure that Cobham is rich in talent, you know, made that the heart of Chelsea. Now you look at Chelsea and it's like, what is Chelsea? What Cobham talent so you're really looking at in the Chelsea team other than maybe a Reece James, and you're like, yeah, this is the future of Chelsea? What English talents? You know, I grew up kind of seeing a Chelsea team where it's like loads of Nigerians and loads of English players. Do you know what I mean? Hardly see any of that now. Like, you look at it and it's just such a disjointed club. You don't really know what they are anymore. There's no, that Chelsea identity is almost gone. Like,
also, it's the swing for me. It's the swing as well between when they had their transfer ban, which forced them to play Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Tomori, etc. Like all these Cobham guys came through,
Reece
and
James,
they won
all
a
those
Champions League with this lot.
Exactly.
They won the pinnacle of club football. I know the Club World
exactly.
Cup, whatever. I don't care about Club World Cup. They won the pinnacle of world football, literally with their Cobham boys.
Exactly.
And then also they made loads of profit on them, obviously, like selling Mount down the line. I think, remember Tammy Abraham went, Tomori went, and even like Mark Gay and co, like they made like good money off these guys at the same time. Like, but now it's the fact that it's a swing from that to, for fast forward 5 years from that Champions League final to the starting 11 we're seeing now, where you're signing other clubs' academy players,
products, exactly,
like Garnacho,
instead of really trusting in your So, for example, that Tyreek George. I'm not saying any of these players are the answer to Chelsea, but why is Garnacho seen as better than Tyreek George? Because the reality is, we saw Garnacho at Man United, and he is okay, but he's a squad player at best for any big club.
At least for now, completely.
He shouldn't start for Chelsea. That's the reality. He's not the player to start for Chelsea. If we're talking about Chelsea and the respect that it deserves as a big club, Garnacho should never start
honestly,
for it.
I think that's a big reason why we sold him.
Yeah,
we sold him because he was someone
Ruben
who wasn't
Amorim,
ready.
As bad as he is, said,
right.
"You're still not good enough. I'm bad, but you're not good enough for me." Simple as that, and sold him. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's Ruben Amorim, a guy that gets cussed, a guy we're cussing every single week.
Don't get me started on this.
So I just think if he's not starting for Man United, and it's one of them ones where I'm like, I can see glimpses of your talent, but you're not consistent, and you've shown that for a while now at the top level in terms of Garnacho. Why did Chelsea go? I said this to Matisse. I don't understand Chelsea. You sold Madueke. You bullied Nicholas Jackson out of your club, right? Then you had at one point the audacity to try and recall him. He said, "No, I'm not coming back."
And then you need to go recall Mark Gue.
You recalled Mark Gue, right?
Who was doing well for Sunderland, played 3 games.
You've got rid of these players like the Maduekes, like Nicholas Jacksons, because you're like, they're not consistent. They don't score enough goals. And I actually have no issue with that, because the reality is, someone like Madueke, for example, definitely didn't score enough or do enough at Chelsea, right? Nicholas Jackson in his first season scored like 14 goals. That's actually a very good return for someone who's not
Jackson, I think Jackson was unfairly critical.
He was unfairly... Like, we need to remember, Nicholas Jackson is not actually a striker. He's actually a left winger that was moved into striker position by Unai Emery. Like, it's a completely... He came in at Chelsea, and you can see his talent. His link-up play is really good. Cool, you got rid of these players. You'd think you'd go and get better. No, you've gone and got Liam Delap, who's still yet to score in the league. You've gone and got Garnacho. Like... Are these players you've gone and got Jamie Gittins, who I think at best scored 2 goals at Borussia Dortmund in his little breakout period. Like, are these players better than Madueke? Are they better than Nicholas Jackson? And the answer is no. So you look at it and it's just like, what type of business is this? You got rid of players by saying they're not good, and then you went and got players that are probably just probably at an equal level, if not less than those players that you got rid of. It literally makes zero sense.
Yeah, I think it's mad.
It's so dumb.
But also just in the chat, like, you know, big up Kelvin, big up Mesh, big up also Ronnie Dodge says, "Happy New Year, guys. Chelsea is the definition of mess." 100%. I know, like, Ronnie's a United fan, so I know when I speak about Chelsea, I am throwing stones in a glass house here.
I mean, you guys
because
are
we're also a mess, huh?
Big up Matisse.
Oh,
big up. Is that the press conference? A cheeky little press conference in his house.
Yeah, well, after the Bournemouth draw.
You've seen I've seen people make so that photo. I've
Yeah.
seen AI video
I same.
of that
It's
photo.
actually
You
wild.
see the one I sent in the chat?
Yeah, I've seen the
Like
AI
a
video.
full-on AI video.
That is
of
actually
Racine.
wild.
By the way, also for anyone who saw it, apologies for butchering Racinia's name earlier on today in the transfer show.
Yeah.
That's my bad. That's on me. Comments made
learn
sure
on
I
the
knew
job.
that.
We learn
Yeah,
on
but
the
like big up you guys in the chat. But there's something I just saw where Christopher says here the owners want to win and they waited to sign an front of shirt sponsor because they thought they could win whenever they know whether they know how to is a different matter. But then Elijah replied saying, "I'm sorry, you're wrong. The owners do not care at all."
Yeah, they don't. Like, even that front of shirt sponsor thing, like, I think Arsenal have just gone and nicked that sponsor that was chatting to Chelsea for a long time just to get them just to get them on the Arsenal sleeve. Like, how can any big club go almost 2 seasons without a front of shirt sponsor? That goes to show you a club that is not run correctly. That doesn't have the ambition. Like, it's insane to me. You're telling me Chelsea Football Club can't find a front of shirt sponsor? That is insane. Like, even the smallest, look at some of the clubs that have come up. They've got front of shirt sponsors. They've got sponsors on their sleeves.
Yeah, but
we're talking about one of the biggest clubs in the league.
Sponsored, like they still got Adidas as kit
Yeah.
makers and Nike and Co. and all like the front of shirt. Even if it's just like you can't sign a betting one, can you anymore? I don't believe. I'm not sure.
I don't think so, but you can do things like crypto and all
you
that.
you can still do so many out
Yeah,
there.
like, no, actually, isn't Brentford hot? I'm pretty sure they're betting.
No, I think it's
Aren't
you
they?
can't sign new ones.
Oh, new
I think
ones,
there's
okay.
I think they cut
But
new
like,
deals for
there's
it.
loads of other sponsors out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, where you see a lot of teams in the league, they're done by Airways, so like Emirates, Etihad, etc.
Yeah.
Like, go and tap into that. Do you know what I mean? You're telling me you can't get
Chelsea. You're big Chelsea in 2026.
words. What happened to our phone company? Isn't there phone companies anymore?
Yeah, like go talk to Vodafone.
Not O2?
Actually,
Yeah,
no,
go
not
chat to
Vodafone.
Vodafone.
Don't talk
Or
to
Free
Vodafone.
or something.
Yeah. Chelsea were
Yeah,
Free
like,
sponsored
go and
Chelsea.
get that back. Shout Samsung.
Is that 2018, wasn't it?
Come on,
Free
man.
sponsored
Yeah,
Chelsea.
like this is what I'm saying.
I'm
This
sure
is not
EU have got
exactly.
back. Like,
EU got peas.
They got
like
peas.
it's not serious. Do you know what? If they shout DR Sports, maybe we could sort something.
what, Matisse? just M-A-H.
MAH.
Just
That'd
the
be
Matisse
jokes.
logo.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh, that'd be
but
just
they're not serious. Like, and I don't feel sorry. I'm not gonna say I feel sorry for Chelsea fans because I don't.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
what else?
Oh, I don't feel sorry for Chelsea fans at all.
Yeah.
I feel like Matisse looks like on the screen. Like, we just drew to Wolves and we're still not the laughing stock.
Yeah.
I don't know how Chelsea have done that, but they have. But just in like kind of the sphere of news, obviously, keeping you guys here live at 5 fans updated. So Racini spoke yesterday, obviously after being linked, and he confirmed that he has been talking with Chelsea. So he said, "In life there are 0 guarantees. You never know what tomorrow will bring. I do my job. There's already been speculation. I don't want to guarantee how long I'll be here, as in Strasbourg, but I enjoy being here every day. I intend to keep going for as long as I am here. I love this club, but I can't guarantee anything. No one can." Like, that is the most evasive non-answer you can give. Then he said, "We work with the same owner. I have regular contact with people at Chelsea. The truth is I have no control over what happens. I am calm. There's a lot of noise and speculation. We'll pay attention to the coach. We go crazy." I feel this is locked in. This has got to be locked in because there's no...
Can he even say no?
Huh?
Can he even say no to this job? Like, genuinely?
I really doubt it.
Like,
that's like an
the
academy
pressure.
player saying no to a call up to the first
like
team.
the pressure is, number one, it's like you're gonna go from Strasbourg to Chelsea, which is obviously a massive jump. I mean, Enzo Maresca did a massive jump as well. To go from Leicester to Chelsea is obviously a massive jump.
I reckon this is a bigger jump though.
But yeah, I'd actually
it's
reckon
non-English
that.
football to English football.
Yeah, but then I guess in some way, like, he's got them playing in Europe to some degree, like, but I do agree the pressure is different, like, to go from Strasbourg to Chelsea. But
let me find, because I looked at his record earlier. Let me see if I can bring it up
I'm pretty
again.
sure he's got a similar record to Enzo Maresca.
So what it is
right?
so 12 games at Derby with a 58% win record.
He was
Hull
sacked at
City,
Hull, wasn't he? Yeah.
Hull City 78 games, 27 wins. That's 34% win rate.
I remember.
And then Strasbourg 62 games, 32 wins, which is 56.1% win rate. Maresca's win rate, Chelsea 60.
Oh, 60. Okay.
So it's Maresca won 55 of the 90 or 92 games.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Which, by the way,
is
like
pretty
4
good.
weeks ago. So this is what production was saying beforehand. 4 weeks ago, we were talking about
Tight
Chelsea
race, mate.
cooking.
They were telling me they're in a tight. When I told Matisse coming in about war, it's like, brother, put down the guns and knives. You're not in the war. Now man's is in a civil war. Let's be serious here. When they were talking about title race, I was like, guys, just calm.
They're just shadow boxing
Relax.
ops, but it's the mirror, isn't
Relax.
it? They're looking at the mirror.
Like, there's still ways to go. Like, you're doing good, but the reality is you're not in a title race. And we saw what's happened. They haven't won a game in how many games?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't remember. Like, how many games has it been?
The
last game I remember seeing Chelsea win was against Cardiff in the cup. I don't think I don't know if they've won a league game.
To be fair, they'd not won in their last 3. 2-2 draw against Newcastle, 2-1 loss against Villa, and then 2-2 draw against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Before that, they beat Everton 2-0 and beat Cardiff 3-1.
Okay, so what, in the last, let's say like the last 7 games, they've won 2, potentially.
Yeah, and then before, so it was draw. It was, so the draw against Arsenal, right?
Oh,
so
the 1-1 win.
So they the 1-1 win against Arsenal. Then they lost to Leeds, drew to Bournemouth, lost to Atlanta, beat Everton, beat Cardiff, drew to Newcastle, lost to Villa, drew to Bournemouth.
That's disgraceful.
Despite leading.
Yeah.
It's just, I find it so mad how quickly it's gone. And Maresca, like, there is a... What do we then make of Maresca? Like, aside from Chelsea, right? Maresca as a manager, he's being linked to Man City. David Ornstein's come out and said that he spoke to City on a number of occasions. So
twice.
So the reason, so I know I saw Matisse talking about it on Weekend Preview earlier today, which by the way, do go and watch that after.
Yeah, that
it's
was
a very,
very good.
very, very good episode of Weekend Preview.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. But what you were saying earlier is he doesn't believe the whole City stuff, and he feels like that was put out by the club side, etc. But what Ornstein says, it was as soon as official contacts took place between City and Maresca, which could even just be Man City sending him an email on his Chelsea address or something, he had to let them know.
Yeah.
And so what that means is it would have been Chelsea, I think, that seemingly released previously that he'd spoken to City.
Yeah.
Because I don't see why Maresca would put that out on Maresca's side.
No,
But then he spoke to them multiple times. We still don't know what's going on with Pep Guardiola. Obviously, they've just signed Semenyo. And so apparently, when they signed Semenyo, previously when Semenyo was umming and ahhing between United and City, it was down to not knowing if
Pep is going to be
Pep was going to be in the job.
Yeah.
So if Semenyo signs, that gives me an indication that Pep is likely going to stay or could stay for at least one more season after this season. But like the whole thing just seems like a bit of a mess. And then aside from that mess, what do we make of Maresca as a gaffer? Like if he is to go to Man City, if he's one of the candidates for Man City, is he good enough for a top 6 job?
I'd say,
given what we've seen at Chelsea and Leicester.
I feel like basically whoever takes over after Pep is going to be in a really hard position, because we're talking about someone who's one of the best managers to have ever walked, lived, played football, managed football. In terms of like a manager, he's the best. Do you know what I mean? So whoever comes in after him is going to have a really hard job, because you've got a fan base and a club and a load of players that obviously have the expectation of winning things every season, which they have the right to do. Whether I think Enzo Maresca can live up to that, that's another question. I think at times he's shown that he's a good manager, but I think that's because he's been the underdog in a lot of situations. So, for example, the Club World Cup, no one really expected Chelsea to do it, and they blew PSG away. Credit to them, they've done it. Like, even a few games against Arsenal, although Enzo Maresca never beat Arsenal, but against Arsenal, against Liverpool, against Chelsea, against Man City, you know, he was almost looked at as like, oh, Chelsea are kind of the underdogs in these games. They're not expected to win. So when they would pull off the 1-1 draw, maybe the 4-4 against Man City or the win against Liverpool, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing thing.
Especially
but
Barcelona.
I'm like, against Barcelona. But the reality is like, when you go to Man City, you're expected to beat all those teams. You're expected to go very far in the Champions League, if not win it, to win the league. Like, do I think he can take on the role of not being the underdog and actually perform to that every single day and every single week? I'm not 100% sure, because I see it with Chelsea. Chelsea's main issue is that, kind of like Man United, when they're supposed to win games, they don't. That's the issue. They can get up for the Arsenal and the Man City and the Uniteds, well, maybe not Man United, but get up for those big games.
Yeah.
But then when we ask you to beat Leeds away, you fail. Do you know what I mean? When we ask you to beat Atalanta, where they're not having a great season, their best players are falling off, you can't. Do you know what I mean? You're getting outclassed. Like, I don't know if Enzo Maresca's going to live up to what Pep's done. And that's not necessarily a diss, because Pep is Pep.
To Pep, yeah.
But I just don't think... I think it might be a bit too soon.
But it's about he's got to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
But it's almost becoming... It's like...
I think it might be a bit
we're
too
getting
soon.
into, like, with Man City, we may be getting into, like, post-Sir Alex territory here, in that the whole club is built around Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
Because it was built... The club was being built around Pep Guardiola before Pep even joined.
Yeah, exactly.
Like literally, like they were signing De Bruyne and co the season before Pep joined. That wasn't a signing for was it Mancini?
Yeah.
Before was it Pellegrini?
Yeah. Mancini, no?
Well, but like regardless, they signed someone like De Bruyne season before Pep arrived, but they were signings for Pep.
Yeah.
Like so, it's a really difficult task. I do think it might not be. I know he was at City before, and that will help.
Yeah.
And so he knows.
It might just be a bit too soon.
I think it's a little. It's one of those things. Go to Italy and be in that roster of you know how they've just got that roster of Italian managers at the moment in Italy, where like you're at Juve, and like, just go on one of those Italian clubs, do a half decent job, maybe for a couple of years, maybe do some cool stuff in Europe, maybe try and win a trophy here or somewhere, then come back.
You see, the thing is, like he's overperformed at Chelsea in the sense that we need to remember before him, you had your Graham Potters, for example, who was just terrible. Like he was atrocious. Graham Potter was given everything and was just completely flopped. And Enzo Maresca's kind of come in, like he steadied the ship. He's been given all these random players, some that aren't even good, and he's actually made done really well. Got them, won them the Conference League, which to be honest are expected to win. Won them the Club World Cup, which no one really expected them to do. Got them into the Champions League. Like, has a core set of players that play really well. And now we can sit here and say Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Reece James, etc. are of top level, world class players. But I also do think as well, like I was reading how the board say that they don't really care much about winning. Like, so for example, I saw they said about the Carabao Cup game, if they lost that game, it's not that deep for them. Do you know what I mean? And that's not what Chelsea is. So I feel like for Enzo Maresca, maybe if he could have spent more time at Chelsea or even go to another club where actually you need to win something every season and maybe have that demand behind him, then it will give him a bit more going into a City job. Whereas I think just right now it might be a bit too soon.
Yeah, it's like the point you made about Chelsea not necessarily getting up for the games that they should be winning is, and as you say, you related to United. It's true. I've always said for the past 10 years, we are almost always, not every single time, but for the most part, as good as our opponent. Like, so if we're playing a lesser, quote unquote, with all due respect, opponent, we play worse. Yeah. If we're playing like Arsenal,
you guys get
FA
up for the big game.
We had 10 versus 11. We went man for man for you, and we beat you on pens. Like going to Liverpool, I know Liverpool with that. This was like pre-rot Liverpool earlier on this season. Yeah. Went to Anfield, man for man, beat them.
Yeah,
like
kind of started the downfall, to be honest.
Newcastle attacking us at Old Trafford. Yeah. We defended better than they attacked. And then you've got games against Wolves and co. And then we played as if we were you watch the Wolves game and it's like, okay, which one of these two teams was being branded as the worst Premier League team of all time? You don't actually know if you were to strip the club and the players, make everyone stick figures. Yeah. You're going, both of these teams are going blow for blow in the worst way they can. But that's how it has been at United, and that kind of how it was with Maresca. But inspired by Maresca's sacking, obviously this show sponsored by Rocket Mobile, as you heard before, with our fantastic £16 deal. Make sure you get in the link below to learn more about the unlimited calls, data, texts, and 20 gigs of data across Europe. But Rocket is going to present to you Ranked. So inspired by Maresca's sacking, which one of my friends, quote for quote, word for word, said it was diabolical. It was the absolute word he used, and Matisse is saying it's a disgrace.
It is
the word that he loves to use. I want to have a bit of a rank here and talk about some of the most bizarre or ridiculous sackings that we've seen in recent times. So also, chat, I want you to get involved here because we need to make a top three most ridiculous or random sackings that we've seen in the Premier League in recent seasons, because we made a list earlier.
Yeah.
One of them was Jose Mourinho's at Spurs.
Yeah, crazy.
Mad,
just before a cup final. Like, at that time, I don't know how many years it had been at that point that they'd not won anything, but we're talking about a guy that always wins something.
14, I want to say.
Always wins something. You sack him before a final. Like, he would have won you.
By the way, as well.
Exactly.
In cup finals, Jose had Pep's number at times.
Exactly. Knows, and we're talking about the special one. He knows what he's doing. He's a winner. And as well has won multiple things in the Premier League. Sacking him the day before is pure insanity, especially coming from a club at the time. Well, even now, that's not won enough as a big club. So that Jose one is, to this day, still very baffling. But
but it's like, even if it's just you go into that final and you lose it, there's your excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
You can go, you lost the final, it's all we had to play for this season, now you can go.
Just insane.
And you put Ryan Mason.
Exactly.
Do you remember the graphic
it's
of
actually
games
insane.
It was games managed, 2, 1 draw, 1 loss.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola, 740,
Exactly.
19 trophies won, 450 wins. That was
Insane.
mad. Another
Yeah.
one that I want to put forward to you as well, and we'll definitely get to some of the ones in the comments in a minute, was Louis van Gaal at Man United. So there's a bit more context around this. It was more like, I actually think maybe he did deserve to go because Mourinho was on Ed Woodward's mind, and it was, get that big, get
big name in.
personality, big
Yeah.
name in. But it was surrounding the. I can't remember where we finished in the league. When we won the FA Cup that season, I think I believe it was 5th because obviously we're in the Europa League next season. But it was sacking him within 24 hours of winning the FA Cup. I found mad because before the game it was we're backing him, and the football, to be fair, was a snooze fest. He was a great guy. Press conferences under Louis van Gaal were brilliant.
He was funny.
I absolutely loved it. Some of the bizarre things he said.
He used to say
but
some
then
crazy.
It was sacking him less than 24 hours after the FA Cup. It's not even like you waited a week.
Didn't even let it marinate.
Bro. Didn't even go home.
Bro didn't even have a couple of drinks.
He got home. The home phone was ringing.
Exactly.
I did find that one absolutely mad.
Yeah, that is wild.
From his perspective.
Yeah, maybe
as well.
They could have waited a bit.
It's at least give him a few. Let him revel in his glory. Like he just won an FA Cup.
Or they could have maybe sat him down and tried to get him to mutually terminate or something like that.
Yeah, it was our first trophies. Oh, by the way, with the Maresca stuff, this is not what mutual terminate the contract.
Yeah,
but a unanimous board decision as well to
Nobody
mutually
believes-
terminate
yeah.
the contract. You got sacked. He got fired.
Yeah, of course. I don't believe in mutual termination. What is that? That's rubbish.
The only thing I can see the mutual termination working is Wenger, for example.
Yeah,
that was actually mutual.
That's
the club
different.
Going, and he was going.
Yeah,
and
he wanted to leave at that point.
This isn't mutual.
Yeah.
He got sacked. He was trying to get sacked. It felt like by the end of it, but he got sacked. But yeah, LVG United is one of them. Another one back to Spurs. Pochettino.
Yeah, I think Poch again, someone who he was there. Arteta without the trophy, started a project, and one thing you can say about Poch and give him credit for, he had no money really, and he did fantastic things, got into Champions League final, do you know what I mean, had them playing at Wembley, got to a point where maybe you should have gave him a bit more money then to re-inject some life into the team. Didn't, and sacked him, and I'm just Spurs haven't lived up to that hype or got anywhere close to that since. Even the type of football they played was really good. I just think sacked him for what? And you hear Spurs fans, you hear someone like Abby,
the 4 years
who still reminisces about Poch, although they didn't win anything, but you saw there was growth under him. So sacking him just didn't really make much sense. None of it has really paid off because again, they're not in title races. Even right now, we're sat, hearing about Thomas Frank, complaining about Thomas Frank because of the style of football they play, and do they have a potential this season to go on and win things convincingly? And the answer is really no. Poch actually, I think if you'd given him more time, he could have actually gone on to win more big things.
I reckon there was a second win there that they never tried.
Yeah.
Because Poch had his first win, so to speak, where he was in those title races, in those title conversations, Champions League final, the Ajax game, the mad Ajax game, and all of that kind of stuff.
And
that was a first win.
He did that with
go
nearly
downhill.
Yeah, it did.
But I don't think they actually let him spend the time that he
Exactly. No, I actually agree. They didn't let him cash in with the credit he had in the bank, essentially.
And when a manager has credit in the bank, you should let them cash it in because they've already shown you that they're good.
Exactly.
If they've given him the money that they've obviously got now,
exactly.
I would have been different gravy. But then moving away from the top 6 as well, because there's been other sackings, and another one which we spoke about just before was. It was when Bournemouth sacked Gary O'Neill.
I love Gary O'Neill,
Gary O'Neill's a gaffer.
He's a
proper English
guy.
gaffer, isn't he?
He's a sound guy. And I just think, look, obviously, hindsight now, you look at Bournemouth and you're saying, I know they're in a bad spell at the moment.
Yeah.
But obviously, they've been able to kick on and do that. But he generally kept them in the Prem. We need to remember that Bournemouth team that kind of came up, he was limited resources. You have to make do with what you've got.
So I'm still laughing at just the Matisse on repeat as every minute. And the corner of my eye, it's all I can see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. But sorry, go on.
Limited resources, small ground, small allocation. Do you know what I mean? He did really well.
Such a good job there.
And then they brought in Iriola, and his first 6 games, he lost every single one of them. And you'd look at it Like, obviously now Bournemouth have kicked on, but I also do think a lot of that has come from what Gary Neal did, like getting him into the Prem.
He built that foundation.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even like, for example, Bournemouth now have been able to sell players like a Dean Huijsen. They sold that your lookalike to PSG. Like, that's.
And now Semenyo 65.
Yeah,
as well.
Semenyo's leaving.
But also, like,
they lost Dominic Solanke. Do you know what I mean?
But also, like bringing in and keeping players like Kluivert, who's quality.
Exactly. Kluivert, do you know, like Tavernier, all of these really good players that are actually, you know.
Krupa Jr. coming in.
I did think it was a bit unfair at the time. I didn't really see why. I didn't think he did enough to be sacked. So that's what I would say.
How long until Iraola's jobs? So it's a bit sidetracking. They're unbeaten. They've no wins in 9.
Yeah, they've not won in 9. They play Arsenal next. I know they beat Arsenal.
It might be 10 now, actually, at this point.
I know they beat Arsenal home and away last season, but again, I remember we had a man sent off in like the first 15 minutes. Yeah,
you got on the halfway line. Trossard's hospital for us. Yeah, I remember that.
Terrible.
That's the exact way Christian described it to me.
But I just think, you know, 10 games now. There's expectations now. Money has been spent. I think I saw some stat at the start of the season how Bournemouth have spent more money in the summer transfer window than PSG did in the summer transfer window. So it goes to show the power of the Prem, how much money our clubs have. There is expectations. No one's saying they need to get into Europe, but like the way they started the season, it's a complete drop off. Yeah, it's a complete drop off. So what are they? 15th?
Yeah, 14th, 15th.
Like, you know, they're now going to lose.
How they started the season, how Leeds started the season, and where the two teams are now.
Exactly.
Leeds are unbeaten in 6. They've drawn twice to Chelsea, twice to Liverpool, and beaten a couple teams as well.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Leeds are on a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna get onto the weekend games in a bit. But another one which Christopher's mentioned in the chat is Nuno being sacked at Forest.
Oh, that is
and it's that sacking, but also
it's so unfair.
Overall situation is crazy.
That was so unfair. And do you know what? Right, so many people don't really talk about how unfair it is. Nuno got them to a semi-final in the FA Cup. Like, everyone forgets that. Do you know what I mean? If you had said Nottingham Forest are getting there, we'd all laugh at you. He turned them into a formidable team. Do you know what I mean? Like, drew with Arsenal at the City Ground, went to Anfield and won. Do you know what I mean? Like, had some massive performances, did really, really well. Got them into European places.
They were in top 4 most of the season.
For the most part, they were third for the majority of the season. Like, he had an
got
excellent...
Chris Wood cooking like he was at prime Ronaldo.
Anthony Elanga, look how fantastic he was.
£50 million player.
Yeah, he got sold for about 55 million. Now he's nowhere near what he was under Nuno. Like, that sacking, I don't care. It was so unfair. And then they went in and brought in Big Ange, who lost flipping 22 games when Nuno was in Champions League spaces, like, and then ended up in Europe. Like, that was genuinely so unfair. Like, it was so unfair. And I just think, that sacking, you saw the Forest fans' reaction to when he was sacked. And I even think what Nuno was asking for wasn't much. He was just saying, hey, board, I want us to be aligned on what players I want. I don't want you to, you know, bring in this person when actually I kind of want this guy. Like, the reality is, you look at some of the players that Forest have brought in, like James McAtee has even scored. Omari Hutchinson scored once. Like, Enjoy, I think, has only scored once. Like, Douglas Luiz he's not the Douglas Luiz of Aston Villa, is he? Like, that's Douglas Luiz of Juventus, and you see why he's been on the bench. So actually, you're starting to look at it like, nah, Nuno was actually right about some of these signings, and you see why.
And he was the man in charge of that.
Yeah, Edu.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Edu.
Exactly. So some of those players he tried to bring to Amari. He's got a thing with Omari Hutchinson.
Luiz, right? You were linked with Douglas Luiz.
We've
for
been
5
linked.
years.
Yeah, we were linked with Douglas Luiz for so long. We actually bid for him 1 January.
Yeah, it was like a 35 million.
Yeah, and Aston Villa said no.
Yeah.
So, like, it's crazy. I thought that was so unfair. And then he did an amazing
The other
job.
one that I've got here is Sean Dyche's
Again,
sacking at Everton.
Got them up, saved them. I forgot who he took over from, actually. It's so hard to remember. Everton are such a hard club sometimes to remember all their managers, like, in recent times. But anyways, he comes in, they give him a new manager, he gets a little new manager bounce, keeps them up, does pretty well.
Oh yeah, it was Lampard.
Ah, yeah.
Lampard was there for just short of a calendar year, January to January.
Kept them up, got them safe, and then essentially after a year or whatever, they were like, nah, we don't rate. I think the new owners came in or something, and they were like, nah, we don't like you at all, getting rid of you. And again, I think he didn't do enough to be sacked, if I'm being honest. Did really well for the club. Like, you know, Everton, no one expects Everton to win the league or be in, you know, the top 10 of the table. Do you know what I mean? and he did well for how limited Everton are in terms of expenditure and the quality of players that they have. So I did think it was a bit unfair.
Record, I think this is Prem only, but 84 games, 26 wins, 26 draws, 32 losses.
It's not bad.
It's really not that bad at all.
It's not.
I do think, and that was a mid-January sacking. I think it comes to a point where some clubs may jump the gun on how good they are because they have a good season. They just assume it's the new them, rather than it being just a bounce.
In a way, I do understand, because obviously you want to get better. So a club like Everton, the reality is Everton are a really big club. They've won the league 9 times. We're talking about my dad always talks about when he was growing up how Everton was literally one of the biggest clubs in the league. Obviously we can't really maybe say the same. We've not really seen Everton at those heights that someone as old as my dad, no offense, has. But
big up Rob.
Obviously, if you're an Everton owner, you're like, well, we don't want to just be a relegation club. We actually want to get back to where we're supposed to be, which is actually being a big club, competing, having these really fashionable players and these big names. So I do understand it to a level. Obviously, you don't want to just stagnate and stay fighting relegation every season. But I still do think it was a bit harsh. I think it came a bit too soon.
And then at the end of the day, the way you're now going to get to, say, that is your ambition, is you hired the manager that was managing you 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a bit wild. Ultimately, if we were to pick, also another one, Tuchel at Chelsea was another one that was mentioned.
Yeah,
as a firing thing, but that was also inevitable, I think.
Finished third in the league.
The way that and also it's Tuchel. It's a very Tuchel thing.
But again, Todd Boehly didn't.
But then again, Champions League winner, finishing third, doing well, and then
Todd Boehly really didn't. Yeah. What about David Moyes of West Ham? He shouldn't have been sacked.
What, the first time or the second time?
When he won them Conference League. That was their first trophy in 50 plus years. At one point had West Ham finishing at 9th. Look at West Ham right now. They could be relegated.
Yeah, no, that's another one. But
they've not been good since he's left.
What are we saying is I want to go for number 1 out of these.
Oh, Jose.
You think Jose Spurs was
Jose Spurs
is
the most ridiculous one.
And then I actually am gonna I might put Gary O'Neill at second. Because I know obviously it's worked out hindsight, but I'm thinking in the moment, it was such a bizarre move.
It was a bizarre
Maybe not second.
I don't think it was...
as Poch maybe... yeah.
I'm going to go Jose 1. I'm going to go Poch second, because I think Poch generally could have built Spurs into a really, really big club where they're competing on all fronts.
I guess Poch for the what if.
Yeah, I think Poch is probably one of the most impactful. And then I'm going to go David Moyes, of when he was sacked by West Ham.
You're throwing a curveball in there because it's not even on the list.
Nah, I'm putting him in there, man. You can't sack someone who wins you a trophy for the first time in 52 years, gives you one of the best times of your life,
and replace him so badly.
And then you could potentially be relegated this season.
Actually, no. You know what? Now the more I think about it, I agree with you, because it's not just that. You then received £105 million.
Yeah, £105 million for Declan Rice. And literally, I had West Ham fans, it's the best money we're ever going to have, blah, blah. We're not going to miss him, blah, blah. All this rubbish online. Now, look, they're literally could be relegated.
David Moyes is probably one of the only players who could sort that striker graveyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
The graveyard
as well,
shift
think about it. He got the best out of so many players. Mikel Antonio, do you know what I mean? He didn't work on a massive budget, really. He did really, really well.
He won a European
I remember
trophy.
they finished 9th, I think. Was that their highest finish? Or 7th, maybe? 7th to 9th, around that area. Did really well.
Streets ahead of what it is now.
Yeah, those are my top 3.
Yeah,
in fact, let me even put David Moyes second. I'll put Poch third, because David Moyes won something.
Yeah. Clubs are stupid, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of stupid clubs as well, Mikey in the chat says, how has Amram outlasted Maresca? It's a weird one. Amram
has outlasted Big Ange twice. Nuno. Yeah. Who else? Graham Potter.
Yeah.
Lopetegui. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who's that other Pereira?
Vitor Pereira.
The other Wolves guy.
Well.
Who else has he outlasted?
All while winning 14 games.
Enzo Maresca.
14 games in a league games in a calendar year.
Your club is sickening. Your club is sick, man.
It's you know the message I sent you about the more legitimate goal thing.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
I had Christian bringing that up to me when we were doing some filming.
Big up Christian, my guy. That's my guy.
2 days ago was going, Dylan, got a question for you. And he just shows me the screenshot. And I'm like,
Wait, did he screenshot it from my story?
He screenshot from your story.
Big up,
saved it.
Christian.
Because your story had gone at this point.
Why did he just tell me? I would have sent him the actual. I would have had him in the group chat.
I don't know. But it was your story had gone at that point. It was gone. And he screenshotted it just because he knew he was filming for me, just to basically put it in the screen. So it was a
I love Christian.
remote live at
That's
5.
my
and
bro,
just went
man.
bang. Yeah, and I like Christian too. But yeah, I saw a comment. I saw a tweet the other day about Amorim, which basically said Amorim's wins are so crazily spaced out that he'll never get sacked.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's true.
No, that's why the 1 win a month is actually fantastic. Because what happens with you guys is that you'll win 1 game, then you'll draw 2, then you'll lose. Like, it just kind of works perfectly for the rest of the league to just keep this guy. Because,
because it's also, at the moment, it's around 1 loss a month.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
1 loss a month isn't enough to get sacked this season because basically
1 game a week.
Well, because basically every team is losing. Bar like Arsenal, losing around 1 game a month.
Yeah.
So we like all the other teams that we're looking at in terms of Chelsea. Who else are we in this like Champions League race with?
Liverpool.
Like
Manchester
they're all
United,
a lot of them.
Man
Liverpool, I
United.
know, they're getting better at the moment.
Who's
but
just behind you? There's other teams that are like 3 points behind.
So we're 3 points behind Liverpool, if I remember correctly.
But
Liverpool 33, and then us and Chelsea on 30. Sunderland on 29.
Yeah, see?
Everton 28, and then Brentford, Palace, Fulham 27. Spurs then 12 and 26, and
at
Newcastle
the moment
26.
it's a very close
that's
race.
What I mean, like 1 win a month isn't enough realistically. If you look objectively,
and then you have Newcastle and Aston Villa in there as well.
It's the games which those are the losses.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Everton at home, you'd expect to win.
Yeah,
that would be 3 extra points. West Ham at home, you'd expect to win 3 extra points. Wolves at home, you'd expect 3 extra points.
Yeah,
2 extra points. That is 7
9
points. 7 points right there,
7 points dropped.
which puts us on 37, which puts us 2 points behind Villa.
Yeah, like
we're winning the right games and losing the wrong ones.
I told you already.
I know.
You guys, that's why every Monday night,
bro.
there's no point in saying Man United are going to win, because when everybody's watching, when we need you, when you're expected to win, you don't win. That's as simple as that.
That's what I say,
We're
we
talking
play
about
as well
a
as our
West.
opponents do.
Exactly. I remember when you guys played West Ham, they said something on the telly like Jared Bowen hadn't scored or assisted since September, yet he comes to Old Trafford and he gets an assist.
And it's not even that, his assist was a header at the front
Yeah,
post
exactly.
from the corner.
Exactly.
Like 5'7"
you
Bowen.
watch like Wolves, like honestly, you guys had already battered them 4-1.
We
They
made
looked so
Hwang look like a
comfortable.
decent Prem
They
prospect.
looked more comfortable at Old Trafford than you did at your
We
own
gave them so
place.
much respect. So
Yeah.
so what I said to Christian about
It's
the game
actually
afterwards,
wild.
because we spoke about it the next day, and Christian said to me, "What happened?" And I went, Amorim gave him too much respect. Because Amorim before the game, he did the old normal spiel of like, it looks bad, but most of their games are really tight. Last minute loss against Arsenal, scored against Liverpool, etc., etc., etc. And I was like, no. With a team like that, with a team like Wolves, you need to disrespect them as much as you possibly can. That's how you win those games. You put 5 attackers on the field and just go, you know what, we're just going to pepper you. Because you're going to break down and you're going to lose. You don't play a 3... Because we've been playing a 4 at the back, right? And the 4 at the back...
That was so funny.
And it looked good. Even with like dodgy players in dodgy positions.
Exactly.
Dorgu was a right winger.
Who would know?
Like players who
would
haven't
have
done
thought?
well. Innit?
I just feel like who would have thought playing players
And
in
then
their
3 at the
actual
back.
position would make them look better.
Yeah.
So Dorgu, when you guys signed him, I'm pretty sure he played on the wing, on the
He
right
was a
wing.
right winger, yeah.
He was a right winger. Now you're playing him at flipping left wing back. Like, of course the kid's now, like, he's looked so good in his last couple of games because he's in his actual position. Like,
Yeah, we went against Newcastle and then scored an offside winner against Wolves.
exactly. Why do you think like someone like Lenny Yoro would genuinely benefit from being in a back 4, because that's what he's used to playing? Like, why do you think he looks so uncomfortable in this back 3-5 or whatever it is? Like, you're putting players, as I keep saying, right? One thing you can say about all of your previous managers is that at the very least they made some players better. So Ten Hag, as bad as he was, he made Kobe Mainoo, he made Rashford, he made Garnacho much better, right? We started to look at them.
Ole was Rashford again. It was Martial.
Yeah.
Well, Greenwood, when Greenwood
Exactly.
came through, Paul Pogba would look stunning. Yeah.
You saw players and it's like, wow, he's actually, although the results might not be there, although you've not really lived to the standard, you've kind of left with a small legacy of actually, I'm going to leave you a really good Rashford, a Kobe Mainoo who's broken through, and I'm going to leave you a Garnacho who's got something to build on. I look at Amorim like not a single player generally has gotten much better under you.
This is what annoys me about how I think about the upcoming weeks. It's that so that game against Bournemouth, right, where we scored 4, I actually two of those goals are so like you put Aiden Heaven now in that game from 3 games ago,
Yeah.
and we concede maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Because 2 or 3 of those goals, admittedly, were probably Heaven's fault.
Yeah,
like,
I
not
guess he
closing
should have
in,
come
etc.
over from that
yeah,
cross
kind of
and-
thing. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like kind of like that was when Heaven was just finding his feet a little bit more. Now in the last couple of games against Wolves, he created our goal against
Yeah.
Wolves.
Yeah, that was a great run,
Newcastle,
actually.
he was unbelievable. I
Yeah,
couldn't
he was
believe what I
fantastic.
was watching.
Him
Put
and
that
Dorgu.
Heaven in. And that was a 4 at the back with with Ahmad, with
Exactly.
Mbeumo, with Cunha, with Sheshko coming off the bench, with Bruno playing. And that 4 at the back, we looked really damn
Exactly.
good. We really, really did.
Yeah.
And what's annoying me is he's only done it now.
Yeah.
And then at the same
We've
time
been
he do
saying
it
it.
now, he then loses Bruno. He loses De Ligt.
Exactly.
We got 5 injuries. It's Bruno, De Ligt, Maguire, Mainu, and
Mason Mount, maybe?
Mason Mount, yeah.
Yeah.
5 players who would look really,
Yeah.
really good in a 4-3-3.
All of
So-
which kind of came from the maybe
Yeah.
minus Mason Mount, but came from those systems and
came
worked
from a 4-3-3.
really well.
Yeah, like Bruno at 4-3-3 with Portugal.
Yeah.
He's mad, crazy player. This is what when you say Amram doesn't make any players look better, I agree. Like
Yeah.
so far the
doesn't.
30 months he's been in charge, he hasn't. Bar
If anything, I would
Ahmad's the
actu-
only one, but that's just because he's actually playing
Yeah,
Ahmad. Ten
I-
Hag just refused to play Ahmad.
I'd actually say some of your players have even like Lenny Euro, right? Let's be serious. Lenny Euro, when you guys bought him, at the time he was one of the highest touted young defender talents out there, right? You had Real Madrid saying we are getting this guy because he's too good to pass up on, right? That's how good Lenny Euro was seen. He was seen as like a defender for the future, someone that can be like nurtured into it. You look at him at Man United right now and you're like, you don't understand why a Real Madrid and all these other clubs were so desperate to try and get him, because you look at him in this Amram system and you got Amram's trying to play him at right back. What? Why? Like,
So
it's
with,
so
with,
silly.
with the
You're
Euro stuff,
ruining
I
this
get
poor
it.
kid.
I get the Euro stuff because
It's so
he's not been as good this season as previously.
Yeah.
But I also think it's the most normal thing in the world right now for a 19, 20-year-old centre back. It is the most. It's what would have happened to Saliba if he hadn't gone on loan.
You say this, but then
I
Aiden
really
Heavens
think it's
somehow
so
come
normal.
in, and Aiden Heavens. In fact, you know what? Maybe Aiden Heavens the only one that's kind of growing, really. But I think that's also just because he's getting game time.
But also Euro's first 6 months with us were incredible.
Yeah.
Euro. So you remember when Euro got? Or who is it? He got done in by against
Sulemana.
Southampton? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got beaten 6 times in one game.
Yeah, that was peak.
Euro then didn't get beaten for 12 games in a row.
Yeah.
Like Euro in that run after that game against Southampton
Yeah.
was phenomenal, both in the Premier League and in the Europa League, starting week in week out, 19-year-old centre back, which is what we're seeing from Aiden Heaven now. I'm sure second half of the season,
Yeah.
maybe next season, if Aiden Heaven's playing more, he's going to have a few games. He's a little rash at times, so he's
Yeah,
probably
he
going to
still
get a red
needs to
card or
learn
two.
more.
This is what I mean. And what's happening with Euro is I think it's really, really normal.
No, I'm
So
not
I
saying
don't- I
that
don't
it's
think
not
that's-
necessarily normal, but like you look at him sometimes. Sometimes I watch Man United, I'm like, I don't understand. This is someone that we all thought was really talented and is very
He is
talented.
still really talented.
He still is very talented, but you see a manager that's not getting the best out of him, and it's almost the same for every player on that pitch. Like every player, and it's starting to become, how come this player leaves and they're doing really well? How come this player's getting on well and do you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense. And this system, dead it now. Get rid of it. Like this
There's
whole
3 at the back, yeah.
Yeah,
Why
get rid.
Why are you changing your formation?
you
for
can't
Wolves?
play. You can't play.
I really, really hope.
If
we
you
do
want to
it. I
play
really
two in
hope we play back
midfield,
four against
if you
Leeds.
want to play two in midfield, you need two of the best midfielders
Yeah.
in the world. Like we're talking Rice Caicedo levels. I'm not even joking. You need people that are going to run everywhere.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to do that with Casemiro. That, no offense, hasn't got the legs anymore. And then your other option is Ugarte. Jesus, like let's be serious here.
Yeah. No, I know. Like, well,
It makes no
this is the
sense.
thing. Okay, so let's say we play that Wolves game and and Mainu, but I'm fuming at this. The fact that he's got injured right now.
Yeah, it's.
And he's
although
missed his
couldn't
last 3
Couldn't he
games.
be back for your next against Leeds?
Unlikely. So
okay.
we're gonna have the same squad as the Wolves game. I think Mainu is the one that
So
Mainu
sticky.
and Mount are like potential. Mount won't be risked. I don't know.
Wait,
about
what's your
Mainu.
other games this month?
We've got Burnley away next, and then Brighton at home, and then City at home, Arsenal away. It's a weird month. It's a weird month.
Okay, mate,
It
you're gonna win.
starts with Leeds, Burnley, and then Brighton in the Cup. Brighton in
Okay.
the Cup, I know they've just bought Pascal Gross, who basically batters us every time we play him. And then the City at
game are
home,
you gonna
Arsenal
win?
away. But Hopefully, hopefully, Ahmad and Boomer and Maz are all going to be back for those.
Yeah, they'll
which
be
is
back.
big time.
They'll be back
and
for
if
the
we
Arsenal
play four at the back with that, the City game, Arsenal games, I think will perform well. Not saying we're going to win. We're not favourites of either of them games.
You always perform well against bigger teams.
Yeah, we will. I mean, at the Emirates, don't know what's going to happen at the Emirates. Or the Etihad's, the Manchester derby last
in the
season,
league at the
Etihad was
Emirates,
so
like you guys
boring.
don't
The
really
league
win.
at the Emirates normally,
you don't
nowhere
win.
near it.
You
But
don't
also,
win.
we're the kind of team that would then beat you, just stupidly out of nowhere, and then
You
lose our
sound
next
like
three.
KG. KG says this to me every season, and I'm just like,
but
we already know what's
I
going
want
to
to. I want to move back though to Chelsea talk quickly because big up Billy in the chat has just let me know about this.
Billy.
So this is coming out from the Athletic. What's the Athletic and their long hit pieces? Yeah, my favorite things. My favorite things in the media world is when the Athletic put down that 1,500 word essay when something has happened. So basically, what's been said here is. One source has been told by a senior player how Maresca was seen as giving stability to the club and a major factor in how they were able to compete against the best sides in matches. But now Maresca is gone, the player fears the team has gone back to square one, and that his departure will have a major impact on the dressing room. The source says the player believes it sends a message that will be difficult for Chelsea to contend for trophies on a regular basis if this regular change in the dugout approach continues. Those with knowledge of the situation stress the Athletic that Maresca had a very likable personality and behind the scenes at the training ground, which made him popular with the players. If this sounds Palmer,
yeah, I was literally about to say, do you know? It sounds like I was about to say it sounds like either Cole Palmer, Reece James, or Enzo. Three players that I'd expect to say something like that.
And those three players who would have the authority to say behind closed doors to be so
to be
like
able to
that. Bro,
say
if that's Cole Palmer, bring.
Because I was reading loads of stuff.
Him.
Like apparently as well, I think. Like Enzo Maresca allegedly was getting like even calls from like agents saying, why is my client not playing? Like he was getting loads of pressure from the club and like agents saying like, you need to play my client, blah blah. And you know, just some of his comments, I think, you know, he drove into training or whatever and said something like he was with his son and saying, oh, this is my new centre back, and things like that didn't really go down well. But I'll be real, I actually don't blame Enzo Maresca at all. I think it's more of a club issue than a managerial issue, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not. Sources close to. I know I've already read that out. Have I read that out? Sources close to Maresca also claim that the influence on selection was not just about workload, but he was also told to use players to maintain their transfer value. Chelsea sources deny this is the case.
Yeah,
crazy. Look.
I think the club, like, the reality is, it's a war of press. Like, you are going to have, obviously, Enzo Maresca's camp come out and say things or put things out there. And obviously, you can tell already that
and
a lot
Chelsea is such a media club as well.
Yeah, you can see Chelsea have already briefed a lot of journalists to say, actually, no.
Like, Matt Law has been bang.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Law putting out a tweet like, this is supposed to be my day off, mate.
Yeah,
but
he was like, no, Maresca's got set. I actually reckon Maresca might have been the first person sacked in 2026.
Yeah, probably.
Because everyone else was,
yeah. It's actually peak.
It was a bank holiday.
Yeah.
It's a bank holiday in the UK.
Guy,
wait, it's him and Aubameyang.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and
another person that didn't deserve that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's such an overreaction.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's
so
a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, obviously, we don't know if this was Cole Palmer or not. That's been been
speculation.
Worried about competing for trophies and stuff. And I know I say this as a United fan, but I say this as Cole Palmer as a United fan. Hey, there's a jersey for you here, bro. There is Bruno Fernandes is leaving this summer, probably, right? Yeah. Bruno Fernandes is probably leaving this summer. Cole Palmer, you want to come play at the theatre? I know you watched us as a kid. I know you lived in. I know you're from Manchester. I know you know Cobby. I know you're mates with them. Come United, yeah. Please,
what shirt number
thank
you.
We need him.
Oh, Bruno,
once Amarim goes at the end of the season, and we only got Europa League, we'll bring in a new manager. We'll play a formation that you like. Bruno will be gone. You can have number 10 shirts, Cunha. You can have number 8. Oh, it'd be beautiful.
You're moving mad.
Boyhood club, bro.
You're moving mad. Just Cole Palmer. I'd rather stay at Chelsea if I was him than go Man United at the moment.
No, because we're never boring. That's the thing.
That's the problem.
At least we're not boring.
That's the problem. The guy wants to go on and win big things.
With Amarim, he's basically made the next manager's job very easy.
Which is what win?
Well, A, standards.
Do you know what?
Standards are on the floor.
Me and you could generally take over Manchester United. I promise you, if me and you took over, we are getting a win against Leeds, for Man United. Amarim against Leeds? Bad. Yeah.
Leeds are doing well.
I know, but we'd get the win.
We beat Bournemouth.
We'd get the win.
Sorry, Wolves.
We'd get the win. We would have beaten Wolves. We'd be on a Ruud Van Nistelrooy thing. This guy is bad. I need you to.
Yeah, he's terrible,
I feel like you're not taking this seriously enough. I feel like, do you love your club?
I do.
How much? On a scale of 1 to 10.
10.
10 being like, it's up there with family and that and God level. love?
9.
Okay. So you have a deep love.
Yeah, obviously I do.
Are you sure? I feel like you United fans aren't serious about this Amorim out thing, man. You guys.
No,
aren't serious.
it's because I've spent so long talking
guys
about
aren't
Amorim. Like
serious.
I've said so many times.
I've seen you guys show more energy for other people.
I've said so many times on DR, on United View, on
Get
my
rid
own
of him.
socials, everything.
He's dead.
Amorim, right, will never be the guy for us. He could be the guy for us if he was 50. He's got an extra 10 years of experience. He's got other parts of him which are Man United manager type, but on the field, no. But what I mean when I say that I think Amorim's made the next manager's job much easier is he's improved our squads. Yeah, standards on the floor, basically, yeah. All you need to do is win 3 games, 4 games in a row, because Amorim's won 3. But it's also, Amorim's gone, look, here's a blueprint for a 4-3-3 that scores loads of goals. Here's a load of players. Amorim himself, to be fair, has said this. He said, all the players that we've signed in the last 16 months or so, the last 12 months, most of them would be but players that almost any manager would be willing to or like to work with. You got Cunha, right? Really versatile, love to work with, massive personality. And Bruno, fantastic, right? Sen Lamons, great young keeper, solid, reliable, good to build a base on. And then Aiden Heaven, we see how good this kid can be. Dorgu, admittedly, not 100% sure what's going on with him, where he is at the moment. And then, who's the other player we signed? Sheshko. Like, I know he's not had a great start to the season, but this is one of the youngest touted elite talents in world football over the last 5-6 years. We've signed players who are fantastic. We've signed players who most managers would want to use, and Amorim's also put out 4-3-3 before that goes, look, these guys can play well. So if Amorim doesn't do it, which I'm convinced he won't, we will get better under a next manager, and it will be so much easier.
Keep him forever, man.
Yeah.
10-year contract. Keep.
10-year contract, yeah?
We love.
Nah. But regardless...
Do you guys have a chant for him? Yeah.
Huh?
Do you guys have a chant for him?
Yeah. It's all about bringing
Drop me them lyrics. Drop me them lyrics.
We lost to, what was it? We lost to Everton and Old Trafford crowd were singing it.
Yeah, drop me them lyrics, G.
Glory days again, Ruben. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys have had a fantastic Friday. Everyone watching on, Facebook, YouTube, Samsung TV, all of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know. I know we didn't get to score predictions today, but obviously there's 10 games on this evening. You can see them all. Here, there you go, that side. Loads of games on the weekend. Obviously, United playing Leeds, Arsenal playing Bournemouth, all of that. Make sure to stay tuned to all of the action. Plenty of stuff also coming up on DR Sports over the weekend. But apart from that, thank you very much for joining me, Kenya.
Nice one. Thank you so much.
It's been a great Friday. And apart from that, peace.
Let's go.
What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.